If today happens to be the first day of watching me on this channel, then you are welcome. You are most welcome. Now, in this channel, we learn more about mathematics, and as Wasce students preparing for West African examination, certificate examination in core mathematics and elective mathematics as well, I'll presenting some solutions to some past questions on this channel. So my name is Christian Tagalai, but you can search my name on YouTube as Christian Lai. So search and subscribe, and then press the notification button so that every update on mathematics you will get it. You're welcome. So let's start with today's lesson. Today, okay, let's quickly start with 2019. Wasce 2019 for school candidate core mathematics paper 2. What we call the theory or the written paper. Let's start with the first question. Without using mathematical tables or calculators, evaluate. So we have to evaluate 0.015 times 0.567 all over 0.05 times 0.189. We have to evaluate this, leaving the answer in the standard form. So we have to leave the answer in the form, the standard form is a dot b times 10 with the power something, either negative or positive power. So we have to leave the answer in this form. That's what we mean by standard form. So we have to solve this, simplify this. Now, first of all, to simplify this in the standard form, all that you need to do is, first of all, this is equal to, then, so what you do is, you change this number to a whole number. This is a decimal number, you change it to a whole number, multiplying an exponential term, multiplying an exponent. So you move the point, you notice that the first non-zero number is on the right. So you move the point to the right, but so you count. So we move the point above every number. So 1, 2, 3. So the point will be behind 5. So it will be 15. Then you write 15 times 10. So the number of times I move before I go to the last non-zero number, the last non-zero number on the right, I move 3 times. So you write times 10 with the power. I move to the right. So I'll write negative 3. If I move to the left, I'll write positive. It means that 10 raised to the power negative 3 means 15 over 10, or this means 15 over 10 raised to the power positive 3, which is 15 divided by 1000. So if you divide 15 by 1000, you will get 0.015. Okay, so let's continue. So with this, the second one, we move the decimal points to the right again. So 1, 2, 3. So it will be 5, 6, 7 times 10 raised to the power negative 3, because we move to the right. All divided by this, move the points to the right again 2 times. So it will be 5 times 10 raised to the power negative 2 times this, move the point 3 times. So it will be 189 times 10 raised to the power negative 3. Okay, then we proceed. So I'll group all the decimal point parts, the whole number parts, and then also group the exponential parts also. So we have 15 times the whole number 5, 6, 7 all over 5 times 189 easily do cancellation. 5 will go into 15 3 times. Okay, and then 3 will go into 189 certain number of times. So you quickly use your calculator to do the division. Secondly, we can also divide using indices. This is 10 raised to the power -3, and this is also 10 raised to the power -3. When you perform indices with this, you are going to get this 10 raised to the power -3. With indices, we are multiplying all, so it will be 10 times 10 raised to the power -3 all over 10 raised to the power -2 times 10 raised to the power -3. So if you do the cancellation, like I've done, so we know that 3 will go into 189 certain number of times. So 189 divided by 3 will give us 63. So this will give us 63. Okay, so 3 into itself 1, 3 into 189, 63 times. Okay, so with this, now let's come to the right. So we have 1 times this, but can 63 divide this? If 63 can divide this, let's quickly do so. So we have 5, 6, 7 divided by 63 and give us 9. So 9 times, now let's perform the indices here. Let's solve these indices. We have the base of the exponent, the exponential terms. This indices, these also indices. So the base here are the same. Okay, so we can simplify using the laws of indices. Since the base here is 10 and the base here is 10 and the sign between them is multiplication, we can maintain the base. Since the sign between them is multiplication, you add the power. So it will be -3. Because it's multiplication between them, you add the powers. You add the exponents. So plus -3. Now we also have another 10 here, which is divided. So this and this are multiplying. That's what I've done here. But this is dividing them. So it will be minus. If the sign is division, you subtract. So, or you can do it like this. You can separate it to the numerator part and then the denominator part. So the bases here are also the same thing. And the sign between them is also multiplication. So we add the power. So -2 plus -3. Okay. So we have 9 times 10 raised to the power -3 plus positive times negative will give us negative. So -3 plus a -3, it will be -6. So it's 10 raised to the power -6 for the top. Now here we have -3 plus -2 plus -3, and this will give us, because positive negative will give us, positive times negative will give us negative. It will be -2 minus 3, which will give us -5. So it will be 10 raised to the power -5. Now, if you proceed, this is 9 times 10. The bases are the same again. So you write it. Maintain the base. Since the sign between the bases is division, you subtract the powers. Because the bases are dividing each other, you maintain one base. And because the sign between them is division, you subtract the powers. That is the numerator power, the index in the numerator, and then minus the index in the denominator. So we have positive, negative multiplying themselves. Because we have negative together, it means it is negative times negative, which will give us positive. So negative times negative will give us positive. So it will be -6 plus 5. -6 plus 5 will give us -1. So 9 times 10 raised to the power -1. Now we have to write this in indices form. In the standard form, in the form a dot b times 10 raised to the power plus or minus c. Okay, here we are fortunate. We had a positive power, so a negative power. So we have 10 raised to the power -3. And then the number here is only a single digit. So since this is not a 2-digit number but a single digit number, we only write 9.0 times 10 to the power -1. 9.0 times 10 to the power -1, which is the same as 9 times 10 to the power -1. And this is the standard form the person wants us to leave the answer in. So this question 1A. That's question 1A. And it is easy. 1B. Question number 1B. Question 1B. If you have a question, you can also look at it. So we are given that. When you are solving objective questions like the one I did earlier, you can write. Since this is what the person has given you, you write given that or given. This is a preamble that will help you to solve the problem. So this is what you have to solve. So this is what we have to simplify. So we have to write it. So you have to write given that. Then you write what you are given to make your question or your presentation very nice and attractive. Now we are given that if 5y minus x all over 8y plus 3x equals 1 over 5. 5y minus x all over 8y plus 3x all equals 1 over 5. Find, correct to 2 decimal places, the value of x over y. So we have to find x over y. So this is what we have to break down, rearrange the equation so you get x over y. Now, to solve this, we cannot solve for x and solve for y. Okay, so there are so many ways we can solve mathematical problems. So one of the ways is what I'm coming to, or the method is what I'm coming to use. Now we can also solve it in a different way. Here we say the numerator is equal to 1, and then the denominator is also equal to 5. So we can solve it in a proportion form or in a ratio form. The ratio here on the left hand side is equal to the ratio on the right hand side. So this 5y minus x is equal to 1, and then 8y plus 3x is equal to 5. And we'll solve it simultaneously for the values of x and y, and finally divide it, the value of x by the value of y. But I would rather solve it in this way. I would rather prefer this method. So let's proceed. So we have to solve this. So this is what we are giving, solution. So we are asked to solve this. So now, if you want to solve this, so what you do is you multiply through the numerator. You multiply, this is a fraction. The right hand side is also a fraction. So what you do is that you can do what you call cross multiplication. So you can use 5 to multiply the numerator here, and then you use the denominator here to multiply 1. So we can use this one to multiply this, and we can bring this one here to multiply that, and it will dissolve the fraction. So you can use cross multiplication, or somebody will also say that you multiply through by the LCM. So you can choose to multiply through by the LCM or cross multiply. Whichever way you do is the same. So let's say cross multiplying. So cross multiplying. We are cross multiplying because the left is a fraction and the right is also a fraction. So cross multiply. If you cross multiply, this is what you get. So this denominator is going to multiply 1. 1 is not coming here, but this is going there. And then 5 will come here. So we have 5 multiply 5y minus x equals to 1 multiplies 8y plus 3x. You have to remember that you have to use bracket to cover the two terms which are coming to multiply. So we have two terms here, xy plus 3x is two terms in a denominator. So you put them in bracket before you use it to multiply one. Now, if this also happens to be two terms or three terms, we put them in bracket before you multiply them. So you have to remember to do so that you don't get wrong answers. Okay, if this one were to be negative, it will affect you if you don't use brackets. So just keep this approach so that whether negative or positive, you will not find yourself wanting. So what you do here is you multiply 2 by 5, and so we have 5 times. So multiply 2, or what you call it expansion. So expand. We are going to expand. So if you expand, we or open bracket or removing bracket. So if you expand, we get 25y 5 times negative x. There's positive sign here. When you multiply the negative, it will be negative. 5 you multiply x, it will be 5 you multiply 1x, it will be 5x equals, then 1 positive you multiply positive, you get positive, but because it is first, we don't write it. So 1 times 8y is 8y, positive times positive is positive, 1 times 3x is 3x. So what we do here, we group the x on one side and group the y's also on the other side. We group the x on one side, we group the y's on the other side. So x on this side. If you group x on this side, we have minus 5x. This comes to the left, so you have minus 3x. 3x plus the equal sign to become minus 3x. It's positive when it crosses to become negative. And then equals to. Now 8y is already on the right hand side of the equal sign, so we repeat it as it is. Positive 8y. Then move the 25y to the other side, so it will be minus 25y. Okay, so we do the subtraction or simplification. So minus 5x minus 3x will give us minus 8x, and then 8y minus 25y will give us 25 minus 8 will give us 17. Okay, so it will be negative 17y. Okay, so 17y. So, and the question says to find x over y. So x, we want to find x divided by y, the value of x divided by the value of y. So what can we do here? What you can do here is you have to divide this side by negative 8, so x will start there. So also do cross division here. Here we did cross multiplication, so we can do cross division here. 8 will go here, y will come here. So cross division. So if you don't like it that way, you can also do it this way. So with negative 8, you divide 2 by negative 8. So you have x negative 8 over negative 8 equal to negative 17y over negative 8. So this cancels that. Negative cancel negative, 8 cancel 8. You have x is equal to negative cancel negative 17y over 8. And we want x over y. So y should come here, down here. So we have to divide 2 by y. So if you divide 2 by y, you have x over y equal to 17 over 8. This is what the person wants from you. So if you had solved for the values of x and y and find the ratio of x and y, you get 17 over 8. That is for question 1. You also have to leave the answer correct to 2 decimal places. So we had x over y is equal to 17 over 8. So if we punch with the calculator, 17 divided by 8 will give us 2.125. the question takes to 2 decimal places. So to 2 decimal places, we start counting after the decimal point 2 digits. Then after the decimal point 2 digits, then we'll stop. So we have after the decimal point we count the first digit, second, so 2 decimal places, so it's 1 and 2. So the first digit and the second digit. So we have to stop 2.12. But the number after 2 is more than 4. The number after the digit after 2 is more than 4. So we borrow 1 from it, add it to 2, make it 3. So if you add it to, you borrow 1 from it and add it to 2, it will be 3. So it's 2 decimal places. Approximately 2 decimal places. So we have the answers to 2 decimal places. So x over y to 2 decimal places is this.